Hey, this is Dr. Sorin.
And Dr. Ramon Issa.
Dr. Issa here from Issa Health Solutions, and we want to talk about, we live in the real world. So yes, we should only eat fruits and vegetables and nuts and grains and never eat any processed carbs or do all that, but we live in the real world. So sometimes you go to a picnic like we went to yesterday.
Very nice, wonderful picnic. What a wonderful time.
It was beautiful,
Lots of good
we
food.
ate some carbs, processed carbs that were very tasty, but probably not the healthiest. So let's talk about some secrets of if you're going to do that, what are some ways you can do it to minimize the negative effect?
Perfect. So we'll just say, real example, what did I do? So I know I recognize the processed carbs when I see them. I got my radar out. That's just anything, cookies, chips, desserts, even bread or anything like that. Or this is like birthday cake or cupcakes. So what do I do if I'm going to eat that? Because I don't want to be rude. I'm going to have some of that, right? I'm going to partake because I got to. They twisted my arm. What am I going to do to not get the effect? And the reason why we need to avoid the processed carbohydrates, the refined carbs, because they spike your sugar and they spike your insulin and they do all these evil, nasty things that we don't want. All you got to do, the trick is, before you have your refined carbohydrates, your bread or desserts or cakes, your evil processed carbohydrates, is lay a foundation in your gut, in the lining, to slow the absorption and the speed at which they turn into sugar and avoid that insulin spike by eating something with protein, fat, and fiber in that. So what is a good example of protein, fat, and fiber?
We
in
talked
real
about,
world, not
we started
macros.
with, broccoli and hummus.
Bingo.
And carrots.
So the broccoli, there's fiber, boom. And then the hummus is fat and fiber as well. And then the carrots and the different veggies. And if they're, so whatever you have, if you have the fiber and you've got the protein and fat, like nuts or seeds, boom, protein, fat, and fiber, that's all in one, the protein, fat, and fiber, with the veggies. And then now if you have a slice of that cake, because you have to
not be rude,
because we don't want to be rude. Do you want to be rude?
No,
I don't want to be rude. I'm gonna have lots of cake because I'm gonna be the most opposite thing of being rude. But I don't want to get the effects of that big sugar spike and that crash afterwards and the big insulin spike, and then I can't burn fat and I'm gonna have fatty liver. So I'm gonna eat the veggies, nuts and seeds, and something with a little real food first.
So the order matters. So you should never eat processed carbs on an empty stomach.
Absolutely, food order matters.
And if you're gonna eat them, which you should avoid eating them for sure, not eat them every
right.
day.
If you're gonna eat, not too much.
Eat them every now and then.
Not too much.
Make sure you eat it at the end of a meal, and so make sure you fill your stomach with some good fruits, veggies, nuts. Okay, so that's number one.
Just like Grandma said, eat your dessert last. These are dessert, processed carbs, bread and chips and whatever, and cake. These are desserts. We know where to put desserts. You have your salad, here's your veggies, and it's got fat on it. Then you have your meal, and then you have dessert. It's the processed, refined carbohydrates. Eat them last.
So that sugar is going to take longer to get absorbed.
Boom.
Number two, another hint you can do if you have this meal like I did yesterday. I probably ate more than I should. So what did I do this morning?
What'd you do?
I skipped a meal.
That's what I'm talking about.
And what am I going to do tonight? Skip another meal.
Skip another meal.
So we're going to go to 1 meal a day. So what you can do.
It's called intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting, so you can skip. So you kind of unfortunately overloaded your liver.
Oops.
And maybe some of your fat cells. So what you have to do to make up for that, your penance, is you got to take some time and fast.
Excellent.
And let your liver empty out, and then let some of your fat cells empty out and make more room. And you're back on track.
Right. And that's a great little tool that you can use, that you should be thinking of. The fact that you think about that, if you said, I overindulged. Let's say you followed that carb rule. You ate the cake or the refined carbs last, but maybe you had too much of them, you see. So you avoided the glucose spike and the insulin spike. You tamed that down in the low sugar afterwards, but you still had too much food and carbohydrates. It's just energy, whether it's fat or carbs. And so I overindulged. I ate them safely without the spike, but I had too much. Well, that's not a big deal. Then the next time you were supposed to eat breakfast, you were going to eat, skip it. Boom, you get another 4 hours of burning off what you ate too much of. It's like you filled your gas tank and you overfilled it. Well, just drive around a little bit more, before you go back to the gas station, which is eating. That's exactly right.
So you burn off
not a big
food,
deal.
So skip a few meals.
Boom.
And then, so that hint number 2 is skip a meal. And then hint number 3 for maintaining this healthy weight is, what does the data show? People with this habit maintain the weight loss.
People that weigh themselves every day lose weight and keep it off. The chances that you keep your successful weight loss go way up they study the successful people that have lost weight, which is a success of 10% or more of your body weight, and sustaining that weight loss within 5 kilograms, which is about 10 pounds, for 1 year. They follow these people out for 10 years. And they said, why do some people, only 30% of people, why can they sustain that weight loss success for 2 years? What are they doing differently? They weigh themselves every day.
So even if you know it's not going to be nice, like I got on the scale
I don't
this
like
morning and I didn't like the
I
number
don't
I
like
saw
it.
because I ate too much yesterday.
But guess what? You get feedback daily. You don't, not like weeks and you're surprised by a big number.
So then you skip meals.
Bingo. So when you do that exactly, when you weigh yourself every day, then you know what? I don't like the weight I saw. Boom, I'm skipping this next meal. I'm eating 2 meals today, or I'm going to eat 1 meal today. Well, how do you know to do that if you're not tracking? And you know, and whatever that arbitrary number is, we're not picking a number for you. You're going to pick it, the number you like, where you're healthy, okay? And it doesn't matter what the number is. They're like, oh, I don't believe that number because I'm big bone and whatever. I don't care if it's 2.5 billion. Whatever the number is, know what it is. I'm serious. And then you'll know, you know what? I don't like my number the last 2 or 3 days. It's higher than I like, whatever my arbitrary number is. Boom. Then I only eat 2 meals a day until I like the number. I eat 1 meal a day until I like the number. It's that easy.
And that's a quick way of bringing your weight back down. Again, this is not if you're 100 pounds overweight.
No, this
but
is for little course corrections.
little course corrections.
Yep.
Thank you. Great stuff.
Awesome. Do it. All right.